Welcome to Containerized Conversations, where we try to containerize our conversation. I'm Jessica Caffarelli.
And I'm Josh Warhurst. Thanks for tuning in as we dive into some of our favorite topics, one containerized thought at a time. So, Jesse, you have a story today about a company that got acquired? What's the deal with this?
All right. So this is like the success story. If you're looking for a huge golden parachute, this is the story you're looking for.
The success story.
Yeah, the success story. The company's called Base44. Have you heard of this product?
No, I mean, I've heard of Base32, Base64.
Actually, it's based off of Base64. That's what he said. He didn't want to use the actual Base64, but he was like, he liked the name, so he took 20 off it. He said it felt good. He did the owner, the founder of it, he did this whole interview that I listened to. But I wanted to bring this up, Josh, because this is an amazing story. He's one guy, and he built out this product and sold it for $80 million.
80?
Just,
80?
Just him. There's so many different things I want to talk about with this because
okay, yeah.
When AI was first becoming big, this I think was the big dream of the AI founders, was that they wanted to lower the entry point of creating a startup.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think this is the start of that concept of lowering your entry point of creating a startup. I'm not going to be surprised if we see more and more of this happen, where there's less people in the company and the company gets bought out.
Mm-hmm.
And it's because AI really does lower the amount of overhead it takes to kind of do a lot of the work that's needed. So I wanted to talk about this because I learned a lot through the interview process that he had, and plus with some of my own ideas, I wanted to give you and our listeners at home some techniques that they might be able to implement to have their own success startup story.
So let's start. What is Base44? What do they do?
Yeah. So I actually, before I even heard this sellout, I never heard of this product before.
Sure. But there's tons of products on the field. You look at like a DevOps Reddit and they're like, I'm using Screwback and Charmander to start up my service.
Yeah.
And you're like, I've never heard of these things.
Yeah. Yeah. So what Base44 is it's a website you can go to. You create an account, you log in, and you're just given a prompt, and you say, what are you looking to build? And you tell it whatever app or website you want it to build, and then it goes and it builds it for you. Now, when I first heard the idea of this, I'm like, oh, come on. Like I can go do this in like ChatGPT or, Claude or, what have you. And I can have it go build me this code. What's so special about Base44? So I went and used it, and my God, my mind was blown.
Really?
This guy did such a good job. He trained models based off of his knowledge of a well-architected website. And so when this model goes and builds you a website, it's not building you this website that's going to be impossible to maintain. It actually follows some really good architectural guidelines to build out some of these web pages. But then it goes an extra step further. It actually hosts the website, and then you can go and click around on it. And then as errors are detected, it will automatically fix those errors and redeploy the website. And so what's crazy about this idea is that it quickens the feedback loop of the AI being able to fix its own mistakes or hallucinations. And so not only did it hallucinate a lot less than, using Claude or one of these other tools, because it was actually able to generate an actually fully functioning website, but then afterwards, even with some of its hallucinations, it was able to fix it on the fly, doing this true DevOps mentality. And so I thought that was crazy. And
so a question that I have is, when people are putting in this prompt, like, hey, make me a website that allows people to host their family pictures and have a login and you can invite other family members to
Yeah,
this
yeah.
thing, right? How does it present that website to you? I can understand it presenting the final website, but do you see any of the code on the back
Yeah.
end? Do you see?
So there's two different types of panes, which is why another thing that he does really good. It'll abstract away as much as you want it to, or you can look at it. Now, the smart idea behind it is you can't actually edit any of the code unless you pay for the subscription model. And
Uh-huh.
so once you upgrade the subscription, you can actually export it to GitHub, and then you can go host it wherever you want. But
Mm,
until you do that, you can only look at the source code. I think what's really amazing is that he did all of this just one person himself.
mm,
But as I was kind of playing around with his website, one thing that I kind of realized is he did an amazing job of building a product that doesn't have a lot of operational overhead.
uh-huh.
And I think that's one technique that he really used. He used a lot of different tools that are out there that let him host some of these websites just straight up without needing to know the infrastructure part. He does talk about how he does this idea of minimal viable product.
Mm-hmm.
And he just did his best to come up with a basic website and in this tool set with this AI models. And then he just had people use it. And as people used it, they gave him more feedback. And so he built on top of it. There's a whole book on this. It's called The Lean Startup. He
Mm-hmm.
was able to actually optimize being lean all the way to the point of even having a low operational overhead. So he didn't even need to hire an infrastructure engineer. He didn't need to hire a cloud engineer. He was doing this concept of lean startup where he was organically growing his network. He didn't even need to hire a marketing person or a salesperson. It was kind of
Well,
just
I've never heard
organic.
of it.
Yeah, well, yeah, but you probably would have
But
heard of it if he kept growing. It's absolutely amazing that he was able to organically grow a user base like that.
mm,
What he was doing is making it so that his infrastructure and all of his overhead was way less than he needed to, on top of it following the lean startup concept from the book from 2011, coupled with the AI tools that are available to him today, and then the like website hosting tools that are available today, like Vercel. He was able to couple all of these different ideas or disjointed ideas together to make an $80 million company that he was able to run by himself.
wow. Wow. I think a lot of this, though, it comes down to the execution, right? It's
Yeah.
not just a good idea, right? There's a lot of people that have a great idea.
Yeah.
It's the classic like college computer science
Yeah.
student problem, right? The
Yeah.
classic scenario where a business student says, "I have this great idea, flying cars."
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the person's like, "The idea doesn't matter. What do you bring to the table? What's your unique innovation?"
Yeah.
Right? And
Yeah.
sometimes it's not, it's not necessarily the unique innovation. It's actually the execution, the unique execution, right? The
Yeah.
fact that they got to this so early, the fact that they built something that worked really well,
Yeah.
um, and the fact that they did kind of go through cycles, right? They didn't just build this thing and hope that it was successful.
Yeah.
They went and they put it in front of people, and apparently it worked so well that the word of mouth helped it grow, and
Yeah.
it does sound pretty neat. I am surprised that if the AI is constantly trying to fix it up and build it better, that wouldn't incur like a lot of costs from the AI perspective. But um, that's something that I'm always concerned about.
Yeah.
Would this exist if the same fervor around AI didn't exist currently? Right?
Yeah.
Would it, if it costs twice or three times the amount that it costs right now, um, would this still be as big? But I can't answer those questions, and this is
Yeah.
2025, and
Well, and that's the really interesting question that I wonder how he did it. How did he keep the cost of running this product so low? I mean, it couldn't have been zero. He must have been, fronting this cost himself, but it was low enough that he was able to front it himself without going for some sort of, venture capitalist funding or something like that. I do wonder if he was like running these models locally, maybe on his like own computer, right? And so maybe he wasn't paying for Anthropic. I almost want him to rewrite the Lean Startup book from 2011 by using his own ideas and techniques that he came up with.
One thing that's also an easier thing to do when it comes to things like Lean Startup is do it with things like websites. Do it with apps, software as a service.
Yeah.
It's harder to do Lean Startup ideas, not impossible, but it's definitely harder when you're dealing with things like hardware and very complicated things connected to like real world supply chains and whatnot. That being said, I think it's a great story. I think it's definitely interesting. I'm just curious about the details.
Yeah.
But yeah,
well,
cool.
he does a whole interview. I'll send you the link and I'll post it on this podcast episode. There was a lot of really great insights in there. I read the Lean Startup book a long time ago, but it really does make me want to go back and reread it now and try to take those types of concepts and to build out like an AI product. You know, and for anybody out there who has an idea that, you know, that you can use AI to help you build it, I would say go do it. And don't try to make it perfect. Just build some basic buggy website and get people to use it and give you feedback. And then implement those feedback ideas. And maybe you can use AI to help you build some of the concepts. But I think that's going to be the key. You need to get customer feedback early and often. And then you can, I think that's what made his product so good, is because these non-technical people were giving him ideas on like, yo, this is great, but like, how about you do this? Or, yeah, it generated this website, but it's not working because of this. And, okay, well, I'll just have it auto fix it.
I want to listen to the interview now. You've inspired me.
Yeah. Yeah, and then maybe we can read the book on one of our next book series.
The Lean Startup? Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea. I've never read it. I understand some of the concepts like MVP, but you know, I think sometimes even if you have read these books, rereading them with your different, you're coming from a new place, right? If you read this 10 years ago, then you're a different person than you were 10 years ago. You'll probably gain something new out of it. So
yeah, hopefully that inspires some people to go build and contribute and be part of this AI craze for today.
Yeah, the money doesn't last forever, so build your AI thing now.
And that was our containerized conversation. I'm Jesse Caffarelli.
I'm Josh Warhurst. Have a great night.